Hi, Ross here. Hope you're doing good and well. Today we're going to look at something exciting and boring, but absolutely essential in equal measure. Talking about guitar stands. So as guitar players, we're kind of pre-wired to spend our money on things like guitars, pedals, amps, the exciting stuff, the thing that gets us sound and makes new noises, the new kind of shiny pedal or whatever. And we miss the really important stuff, and that's protection for these things. So even if you're playing at home, things like a guitar stand can be so important. And you will see on forums that someone's bought a cheap guitar stand off Amazon and they've got a beautiful Sir or Gibson or whatever, and suddenly the rubber on that stand has eaten through the nitrocellulose finish. Not all stands are created equal. So certainly something to bear in mind. And cases are just as important, whether that's for your pedal board or your guitar. I always kind of say invest, if you can, in a flight case on the metal corners, because things going in and out of a van or even the boot of a car, things get damaged so easily. Pedal boards, the same kind of thing. I've got a beautiful pedal board that I'm about to start building, more on that later. That's going to end up in a full flight case because it's going in and out of a van. So I like to invest in protection as much as the actual thing that I am protecting. Like I said, today we're talking about stands. And I've got some tour stuff booked in for this year. I needed something for multiple guitars that is just absolutely bomb-proof. I've been using the Warwick rock stands, and they're great. They're not the most sturdy thing. I absolutely use them at home, and they're great for that. I have taken them out on tour, and they've done really, really well, but they get scuffed easily, and the actual mechanism, if I bumped into it, and I am very, very clumsy, I don't know how sturdy it would be. Luckily, we haven't had to find out. But I was looking around, and growing up in the era that I did, I saw kind of every touring legend using the Ultracase stands. I absolutely recognize this. They look like this and this and this. And they're just kind of legendary stands in the touring world. And they're great, but they're really expensive, and they're very, very hard to find in the UK. I think John Henry's used to sell them. They don't appear to sell them anymore. So you've got to order them from the US, and they're just tons of money, and then you've got to pay import and shipping and all of that stuff. So really, really hard to find in the UK. Then I stumbled across Gator. I'm a big fan of Gator. I know the brand. I use a bunch of their stuff already. The guitar cases, I use this one. And I've used that for years, and it's just such a great case. I've got no problem putting a Les Paul in there and throwing that thing around. Just really, really sturdy. Gator are fantastic, and they do a guitar stand rack that looks like the Ultracase. So yeah, it's silly, really, because it's a look thing rather than a sturdy thing. But I have no doubt in my mind that the Gator case is going to be awesome. So I reached out to Gator. I have an old friend that I used to work with that works there. Asked him to get me a price, and he was very, very kind as to send me this for free. Not going to affect my opinion. I promise you, this is not being paid for in any way. This is just an old friend sent me a present, and I am returning the favor by telling you it's awesome because it is. And it is this. Ugh. So you'll have seen this look a lot. This is the GTRSTD4. There's the 4-way one. It's all I need for now, and they do a 6-way one. I can feel it's killer. It's birch ply covered in this cool carpet, and it's just got that kind of vibe about it. But as soon as you pick it up, when I arrived and I took it out of the box, it was like, oh, this is considerably more sturdy and robust than the stuff I've been using so far. So let's open this up and let's have a look inside. So let's pop this thing open. You've got super heavy duty latches side, and then that just opens up. A little rubber thing there. That folds out. That folds up to latch on there. Latch on there. And yeah, just mega sturdy. Let's throw some guitars on. So this is probably going to be what the rack looks like for this year. Something like that. There may be an acoustic going in when this set is finalized. But that's that done. You know, these little elastic bands here. Let me put them on properly. Yeah, they're not coming out. You can rattle this thing around, they're just going to stay put. I like the fact that the guitars are vertical or can go vertical. And yeah, that's just kind of not moving. Kind of all the racks I've had before kind of do that. And that's absolutely fine. I just feel that vertical, there's just less margin for error. So yeah, I absolutely prefer that. Super rock solid. I'm going to have no problem taking any guitar that I've got out on tour using this stand. Really happy. So like I said, I was very kindly gifted this by an old friend that works for Gator. I was absolutely prepared to buy it. It was a very nice surprise. Thank you so much for that, Rob. And thank you, Gator. It's such a great stand. You should absolutely go and check these things out. Like I said, they do a 4-way one and a 6-way one. It's the GTRSTD4 or 6. They're a lot more widely available than things like the Ultracase. And it's basically, from what I can tell, the same thing. Mega sturdy, absolute protection for everything, folds up nice and small, essentially the size of another guitar case. So you're not going to take up too much more room in the van. But like I said, it's so important to remember that prevention is better than cure. So you're going to spend some money on a guitar stand. You're absolutely going to spend some money on repairing a headstock on a Les Paul or a 335 or any other guitar neck that has tumbled off a cheap stand and fallen over. God knows how much a refinish would be. You know, you put your prized vintage Strat or Les Paul on a cheap stand from wherever and the rubber eats through the finish. That's no good. So spend the money, and this is going to last a lifetime. The only thing you will need to do potentially is get another one if you've got loads of guitars. But they do that as an option. Hopefully they'll start doing even bigger ones, and maybe even the boats that you see. That'd be really cool. That's the dream, have, you know, a boat full of guitars like all the big kind of players. But there we go. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave a link in the description for Gator as a company and this specific stand. Go check out the case. I'll leave a link for the gig bag that I use as well. I use the double one. They do single ones in various versions, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, bass guitar, so on and so forth. Gator, super really cool company, super really cool gear. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again soon. Cheers.